Hey guys, this is your art teacher, Miss Sophie, and this lesson I have created is for our 4th and 5th graders on how to make origami hats. So these hats are awesome that you can actually wear them. I know this one's really tiny, but the bigger the piece of paper you have, the bigger your hat can be. So, I mean, the size right now, this would only fit my little puppies right now. So to start off with, the word origami in Japanese literally means folding paper. So to make this, all we need is a single sheet of paper. So I'll go ahead, grab mine. Now, to make this, we need a square piece of paper, and I only have rectangular pieces of paper at my house. So I think I already showed you guys this in our previous lesson of how to create a square piece of paper, our rectangular piece of paper. I'll go over it again right now so you guys can follow along. I'm going to line up this outer edge with this bottom edge. Have them touch. Line up nice and well. There we go. I made this nice triangular flap, and then all I have to do is cut away this rectangular piece of paper that's just hanging off. I'm going to take my scissors, following the paper folds as my guide, and just cut that piece off. And there we go. You get rid of that rectangular piece of paper. And then once I open this up, I have a perfectly square piece of paper. So to start off with these hats, what we're going to do is you do need to fold this touching 2 points. So I guess I kind of already did it. You see I have this crease down the middle. So we're going to fold it in half. So what you just made is a large triangle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do it again. You're going to have these points touch this point down here. So I'll do that. I'll touch this line to that point right there. Lining up my pieces of paper. There you go. I made another like triangular flap. Touches the middle. And this line right here lines up down here as well. So I'm going to make them nice and even. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. There you go. You'll know you've done this right so far if you have 2 even triangles on each side and they make like a square. So now what you do is you have these 2 flaps that are hanging open. From the flap that's hanging open, you're going to bring this point and touch the top point in the middle. So all you're going to do is basically you're going to fold that in half. And then because this is origami, you pretty much do everything to each side, so I'm going to do the same thing. Once again, this bottom flap points right here is going to touch this top. There we go. So once again, I turned these triangular flaps, folding them in half. I made 2 more triangles. Okay, so this is what yours should look like so far. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take each of these flaps. You see they still open. And I'm going to fold them not completely halfway because else they'll just fold completely down. We want our little points to be sticking out a little. So I'm going to fold them. There we go. You see I created this little flap that kind of hangs over. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. Once again, keeping them even. So this is basically the top of our hat so far. So we'll keep moving on to the next point, the point that makes this, you know, like a wearable hat. So what I'm going to do is, you see this bottom triangle, it actually folds open. So I'm going to grab that, and what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to bring this point to the top, because that would just be folding it in half. I'm going to bring it almost to the top, so we still have a little bit of paper hanging over. So basically I'm bringing the paper, this point, just about like 1 inch from the top. Okay? And then you see this little line of paper you got? I'll bring it closer to the camera. This little piece of paper that folds over, you can actually see it hanging out. I'm going to just fold that in half so it comes up on the line. Okay, So that's most of our hats so far. I'll open it up again just to show you guys. Okay. So I had to touch about an inch from the top. And then I folded in this bomb point so it just lines up. This bomb line is folded just completely over. And now what we have to do is we have to make this into a hat. I mean, this looks pretty cool so far, but it's not very hat-like. What I'm going to do is flip it over. And I am going to, this time, have this point touch the very top. So you are folding it exactly in half. There's like, okay, you know, I can open that up and it's technically a hat, but then you just have this loose paper just hanging off. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip your piece back over so you can see this part of the paper. You're going to take that fold and you're going to put it inside of the hat. And bing, bang, boom, there you go. You can open up your hat to see if you did it right. And there you go. It's wearable, it's very fashionable. And then a great thing about this one is these make for great hats you can make and wear, little party hats. And you can make them really fun too by coloring these however you want. Since all this is just a single sheet of paper, you know, decorate both sides and you can customize your hat to make it as pretty as you want. Okay, I hope you guys like this lesson. Feel free to rewind this video if you missed any steps. Just take your time. This is a bit more advanced, but I think our 4th and 5th graders can definitely do this, and this is such a fun activity. Well, I guess it's been nice seeing you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.